welcome to my first horse rider fitness video. So I'm going to take you through some exercises that I think are going to be the sort of foundational exercises to get you fit and ready for competing. I think we spend a lot of time getting the horses fit and don't actually focus on what's going on top of the horse. So hopefully some of these exercises will help give you a bit of an idea of the things that you probably should be working on, find any areas of weakness that you want to improve a little bit more, and also help a little bit with mobility. Another thing that I think riders kind of forget about is actually being able to move properly. This is going to help with your posture and your ability to operate as a rider. So the first little set of exercises are mobility drills. So these are great done on their own as well as at the start of the workout, and I'll take you through them, talk about which muscles we're working and how many reps we should be doing. So we're going to start down on the mat. So the first one we're going to go with is a lying leg raise. So this is going to be stretching the hamstrings, alright, so down the back of the leg, and it's also going to be opening the hip up a little bit. Okay, so push up through the heel, and then we're lowering the leg and lifting back up. So you want to be doing about 10 reps on each side of these ones. When we spend a lot of time with our feet in the stirrups, we have the knees bent all the time, which makes the legs quite tight. So it's important that we get them moving properly before we exercise. Good. So once you've done 10 on one side, we're going to go to 10 on the other. So remember, we're pushing out through the heel, opening up through the back of the leg. Got 3 more reps. And last one. Good. Okay, give the knees a little hug into the chest. Have a little rock from side to side. And then we're going to switch onto our front. So the next little mobility exercise we're going to do is called cat-cow. This is going to get the spine moving and the back stretching. For this one, we want to have wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and head and neck are in line with the spine to begin with. Then you're going to take a nice big deep breath, and as you inhale you're going to lower the tummy and lift the head. So exaggerating the scoop in the back. And then you're going to exhale and you're going to push through the hands and round through the back. Good, so inhale, lift the head back up, and then exhale, push through the hands. So we're going to do 5 reps of these, so 5 times each way. Good, we get 2 more. And last one, big stretch. Drive through those hands, really try and get that back to arch. And come back to a neutral position. So the next one we're going to do is going to open the shoulders, the chest, and also a little bit through the lower back. So we're going to reach the right arm underneath the body, and then up to the ceiling. So follow your hand with your eyes. That's 3, so we're going to go for 2 more. Big stretch, open that chest up. And last one. And back to our neutral position again. And then we're going to go with the other side. So reaching the left arm underneath, and then up to the sky. Always following the hand with the eyes so that we're getting a full range with the stretch. So we come back to our neutral position again. Then we're going to tuck the toes underneath and push the bum up towards the sky. So we're going with a down dog here. Just looking with the eyes towards the knees, trying to push into the heels a little bit, stretching the calves and the hamstrings. And then we're going to bend the knees, walk the hands in and back towards the feet. And then slowly rolling back up. Good, give those shoulders a little roll, shake it all out. Okay, so I'm going to take you through a few different exercises. We've got some upper body, lower body, we've got some core work, and we're going to start with a core exercise. This one is called Superman, and you'll see why in a minute. But it's basically to help develop rotary stability. So rotary stability is what we need for when we're trying to prevent rocking from side to side. So all the time on a horse, we're trying to do that. Okay, so if we can develop stability on the floor, then hopefully it's going to improve what we're doing on the horse. So for this one, we're going to be going down to the mat. So we're going back to our all fours position. And for this one, again, we want wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and the back is flat. So to begin with, just to test yourself and see where you're at, you're going to reach your right arm forward and then come back down. All the time with these, we're trying to keep the hips as flat as possible. So you should be able to balance a cup of water on there. That's where we're creating the stability. So have a go with the left hand. Maintain that nice flat back position. And then we go with the right leg. And then we'll go with the left leg. Good, so once you've done all the way around, we're going to start pairing them together. So I'm going to go with my left arm and right leg first. So you're going to reach them out away from the body and then touch underneath and reach back out. So squeeze those abs as you come underneath and then keep everything level as you reach out. So we're going to go for 10 reps of these. Still staying as level as possible. Okay. Give your arms a little shake if they feel like they're tiring a little bit. And then we're going to go with the other side. So wrists back underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, and then reaching out, right arm and left leg. Squeeze the tummy as we come underneath, and then reach back out. Still staying as level as possible. Last rep. Squeeze it under and back to neutral. Okay, so that's our Superman. So you can see how we need to develop the stability on the floor so that we can stop any rocking when we're on the horse. So that was our Superman. That's a really simple, easy exercise to practice, not so easy to actually do for a lot of people. So once you've mastered that, then you can move on to a few more advanced exercises. You won't necessarily feel the core muscles burning as such, but this is getting those deep core muscles switched on so that we're getting our foundation strong before we develop anything around it. So our next exercise we're going to do is a squat. So A lot of you have probably seen these on exercise videos before, or may have done them in the gym. I want to break it down, take it back to basics. We're not using any weights, so we're just thinking about where our positioning is, where our centre of gravity is, and keeping it nice and slow. Okay, so for a squat, we want feet slightly wider than hip width apart. And then from here, we're going to take the bum back and down. Hands can stay in front, so we squat back and down, and then come back up. Squeeze the bum at the top. We want to get those glutes switched on with this exercise. We should have the weight into the heels, so a lot of people will probably find that if you're a little bit tight through your ankles and your calves, you will tip onto your toes. We often find this with riders that can't get the weight into the heels, that when they come to squat, they're here. Okay, so this is a great exercise for practicing getting the weight into your heels and getting the gravity back and central. Okay, so we're going to go for 10 reps, keeping it nice and slow. The core is engaged. Even with these exercises, we're stood up, but we still want to be strong. Same as when we're on a horse, we're weighting to our heels, but we need the core to be strong. Okay, so squatting down, and then come back up, squeeze the bum at the top. 1, down, and back up. 2, keep the eyes looking forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Good stuff. Okay, so if you found them quite simple, that's great. Keep doing them. Slow it down and add a little pause at the bottom. Okay, so when you go down, you're keeping it slow all the way down, and then you're going to hold for a bit longer. So maybe 3 or 4 seconds down here. You'll start to feel the quads working a bit more, and then come back up. They'll suddenly become a lot harder without having to get any equipment. Okay. If you're struggling with them, have a go at doing them where you sit onto a seat, so that you've got a bit of something to support you if you drop back when you're trying to get the weight into your heels. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're going to go back onto the mat and we're going to do another core exercise. I think it's quite nice to keep mixing them up to begin with, so that we're using one muscle group and then another. So we're going to do an exercise called dead bug, and for this one you're going to be lying on your back, and it's all about engaging these lower core muscles and helping to stabilise the pelvis. So to get into position, you're going to have yourself lying on the floor, and you're going to have the knees above the hips and the shins parallel with the roof. Your arms are going to be up above your chest. Okay, so to make sure you're in the right place and the right muscles are working, you want to think about tilting the pelvis a little bit. So as soon as I do that, I've gone from that position where there's a little bit of a gap trying to creep under my back. So I'm engaged, and then we're pressed into the mat, and the lower bit of my tummy is working hard. Okay? So from there, we're going to have a little practice run. We're just going to take one arm back, maintain that little tilt, and then we go with the other arm. Again, maintain the tilt, and then we're going to go one leg, and then we're going to go the other leg. And back to neutral, okay? So that's our starting position. Now we're going to link one arm and one leg. So, right arm and the left leg going down. 1. And then the other side. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, last one, keep that pelvic tilt, and 10. Good, and relax. Okay, so as much as that might seem quite a simple exercise, should have really got that tummy starting to work. So as much as that might seem a really simple exercise, it's actually a great one for getting those tummy muscles switched on, those deep core muscles, and sort of more to the exterior of our body as well. And it's a great one for any level, even if you're quite advanced. If you can do that properly and recruit the muscles that we want to, then you're still going to get an effect from it. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a reverse lunge. So this is a unilateral exercise, which means we're using one side and then we're going to use the other. This is great for checking if we have any weaknesses or imbalances. So a lot of people might find that they use one leg more than the other, they sit to one side, so on. If we can break it down, have a look on the floor, see if we're weak to one side, then we're going to be able to address that, correct it, and hopefully make it better from the horse. It's also just a great way of strengthening the legs and isolating muscle groups. Okay, so what we're going to do is our reverse lunge. We're going to do one leg first and then the other. I'm going to show you a couple of examples of what could be going on. A good idea is to practice this in front of a mirror, just so you can check yourself and see if you're doing any of these little sort of movements that are a little bit incorrect. So a lot of people, when they go back, they're going to wobble, 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 and then do this, okay? So the knees are coming in. This means that we're not stable through the glutes. When we switch those muscles on, everything comes back in line, okay? So staying engaged through the bum, and then that's going to keep the muscles down the outside of the legs switched on, those abductor muscles, and then we're going to step back nice and straight, okay? So another one is when people step out and their foot goes on an angle. Okay, so this might be that there's a weakness or imbalance somewhere that's meaning that we're not comfortable, or a little bit of tightness through the hip as well. Okay, so correct yourself, bring your foot straight, and then go again. And another common thing with this one is if we're tight through the hips, so the hip flexor muscles here, and when we sit on the horse in that flexed position, they get shorter. So it's important that we stretch them out. This is quite a good exercise for doing that. So a lot of people will do this, okay? So they'll get stuck here. So we need to think about stepping it back and staying upright so that we're stretching out these muscles down the front of our hip, okay? And then come back up. So let's go with 10 on each leg of those ones. So nice and tall, again, tummy switched on. We need to be able to keep the core engaged all the time. And then we're stepping it back. So 1. And then come back up, lightly tap the foot on the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. Okay, so then we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to step left leg back this time. So again, tummy switched on, eyes stay up, and stepping it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so hopefully we're starting to feel that a little bit in your bum and also down the front of the legs. So that was your reverse lunge, and like I said, that's a one-sided exercise, then we do the other. Check for imbalances and correct them. Okay, so I've got my mat back again, and we're going to finish with one exercise that's kind of a full body exercise. It involves a little bit of mobility and gets that core working. So what we're going to do is a hand walkout with a shoulder tap. So this one, you need to stand at the top of your mat, reach your hands down. If you need to bend the knees, that's fine. If the hamstrings are a little tight and we can't reach the floor, just bend the knees, okay? If not, if you keep the legs straight, then that's great. So reach the hands down, and we're walking out into a plank. Okay, keep that tummy switched on, and then we're going to walk it back up again. So come all the way back up, and then we'll go again. If you want to make this a little bit harder, add a shoulder tap. Keep those hips as still as possible. So remember, we're still applying that rotary stability as we're doing the shoulder taps. And back up. Perfect. One more. And tap the shoulders. And walk it back in. Okay, so if you find that quite hard work, have a little breather, just get the heart rate up a little bit. If you're still alright, we're going to go for a few more reps. This is going to work those arms a little bit as well, okay? So it's quite intense on the arms, but good for the legs, give them a stretch, good for the core. Keep working on that stability. And walk it back in. And we're going to go 2 more. Shoulder taps, hips still. And back in. Good. We've got a last one. And shoulder taps. Walk it back in. And stack back up. Perfect. Okay, so that was my week 1 of Horse Rider Fitness, and I'm going to be uploading one every week to help keep you progressing your fitness towards the start of the season. If you find any of these really difficult or you want any tips, drop me a message, I don't mind at all, and let me know how you're getting on. Keep pushing yourself, asking a little bit more. Each week will get slightly harder, and we might add a little bit of basic equipment in, so look out for that. Thanks for joining me for week 1.